Let's move on to push and pull. Veronica, is there any way you can angle your screen down? All I can see is your head at the moment. If it's difficult, don't worry. That's better. You just have to learn not to look down. You just have to look forward, and I was trying to speak up. So Siobhan, we're going to work on your elbows today. Yeah, not quite like that. But your elbows, the more you do something, the more your elbows go up. So what you just need to do is just every now and again, just think, oh, and relax the elbows and the shoulders. It's quite common. You sort of start to tense up or just lose concentration or whatever it is, and the elbows fly upwards. So Pam, try and stretch out as far as you can when you're pushing. That's it. To really stretch forward as if you were reaching for something. That's better. That's it. Okay, so we're going to go on to the 6-point stretch. So don't forget, I want you to find all 6 points. So it's emanating from the centre and stretching out, up and down. So palms of the hands, top of the head up, base of the spine down, push the floor away with both feet. And then it sort of all relaxes back, and then a slow expansion out through the rest of the move. Up, up, keep the push up through the head going, and then you can feel like a relax. Remember when we talked about pushing the spine down, it's really just trying to relax the very base of the coccyx area. Just trying to relax it so it's pushing down towards your heels. Okay, so just relax for a minute. So one of the things that helps with keeping the elbows down is with first movement when you're here is a turn, not an opening. So we don't open and then turn. We start the turn straight away. So it's like your little fingers are turning out straight away. And that's what keeps the elbows down as you push out. Okay, so that is different to this and then turn, because here you tend to lead with the elbows. If you lead with the little fingers, it keeps the elbows down. Okay, so it keeps the shoulders down, keeps everything relaxed and the weight going down into the feet. So let's try a few more. So start with not too high, bring them down, and then open, turn, push out. And then it becomes a push rather than an opening. It literally is as if you're pushing two things away from you with the palms. Better? So Veronica, I know you are used to doing it, and now I probably have different focuses. So don't forget tiger's mouth and space between the fingers. You'll soon come to learn what my little pet bugbears are. Siobhan, that is so much better when you turn rather than lead with the elbows first. So much better. That's it. Actually, Fran, that looks better on you as well. That turn, I think we all get into bad habits when we do it like this. That's much better. So one more, and then we're going to go into Stalk Cool's wings. So let the hands drop. And then up with the right hand first. Really try and find the connection with the hands and the spine, top and bottom. So palm up, palm down. Really turn the hands, the top hand, so it's palm up. Try not to push it above your head. So if you're going up, not back over your head, it's still in front. Okay? And then we stop overextending the shoulders. One more, and then we're going to swap into the double-handed. To bring the hand down, fingertips together. Focus on the palms of the hands. And again, not right over your head. This one's slightly different. When you're at full extension, base of the spine is pushed down. If you do enough of these and you get your focus right, it should feel like your arms are just floating. 2 more. Do some repulse monkeys. Feet shoulder width and a half. Toes slightly turned out. Hands in at the hips. Remember, this is our triangle. Base of the spine, heel of the hand, top of the head. Points of force and stretch out. Off we go. Oh, the first one's always clunky, isn't it? Don't forget we're sitting back. I can't see any of yours below your waist, so I'm trusting that that's what you're doing. So Veronica, try not to let the hand go off to the side. Try and keep it centre line. It's difficult to tell with the camera angle, but try and push it straight in front of you, not off to the side, okay? So we're bringing it in to centre line and then pushing forward. And what that does, it stops you over bending forwards. So don't go in to a bend. I'm trying to keep the back relatively straight, up through the top of the head. Better. I obviously can't talk and count, so we'll follow Fran's lead. Okay, that was an easy 25, wasn't it? I'll have to do some more of those in a minute. Okay, let's do some balancing. So 60 seconds on each leg. Find your focal point. Get your weight on your left foot. 60 seconds, off we go. And that is 60 seconds. So if you managed that, well done. I didn't. Let's try on the other foot, see if this is any better. So balance on your right foot, off you go. Okay, that's your 60 seconds. Well done. Good. Okay, we're going to do the one we did last week. Do you remember we did the waves with the double hands pushing forwards and pulling back? Did we do that one? No, you're the only class I didn't do it with then. Let's do that one. So it's Toyo practice, but it's not the 3 pushes. It's just like the open-handed push forwards and back. So it's very, very simplified, but it really focuses on the turn. So what I want you to imagine, you know what I'm like, I like my imagination. Oh my God, there's a horrible bug on my foot. That's not nice. Ooh, massive. Okay, I don't like bugs. Now then, I've got my zen back, off we go. So you're pushing forwards with the open hands, and then just let the hands relax, pull the elbows back in towards you, and then push forward with open hands. So it's an open-handed push, forwards and backs, but I want you to relax the hands on the way back, and then flex them, push with the heel of the hand. So I want you to imagine a beach. This is the wave going back into the water. Very shallow waves. Wave coming up onto a lovely sandy beach and then sucking back into the ocean. Okay?
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
That front leg, when you're going forward, is bending. Is it then going straight when you're going back?
Yes. So, when you're, bearing in mind this one doesn't bend that much, it bends to about there, and then as you come back, it straightens and your back one bends. And then as you push forward, the back one straightens and the front one bends. So you're swapping from back to front, yeah? So what we're doing is we're turning and we're load bearing. So you're load bearing back to front to back to front, okay? So that's what we're looking for, complete load bearing front to back. And then we're just going to do really simple soothing hands so that we don't have to worry about that. So with the hands, don't let them come round. What we're doing is keeping them in front. So they're pushing forward, parallel, drawing back through the elbow into you, parallel, and then just pushing forward. So they're just going backwards and forwards. Yeah.
Sorry to be a
That's fine.
When are you doing the turn?
So the turn happens within the space of the arms. So if you watch here, hips and shoulders should be facing the way of your back foot, so 45 degrees. All your weight is on your back foot. Then push with your back foot, turn to the front, relax into the front foot. Straight line head to heel, back foot on the floor, okay? Then push with your front foot up and back, and you should turn to face the way of your back foot as your weight transfers onto your back foot. Then turn to the front. Does that make sense? It might make sense, it might be hard to do. So to do this requires a lot of practice and a relaxation within the hips. So think of your shoulders and your hips as being a unit. They turn as one. You see my hands are pointing to 45, and then as I push forward, my hands go to the front. So that's what my body is doing. And then as I push back, my hands turn again. Push to the front. Okay? So this is a Toyo. Toyos are notoriously elusive. If you do this exercise for about, let's put our hands out and just keep doing it while I talk. If you do this exercise for 3 minutes and you find 1 or 2 Toyos, you're doing well. Or 1 or 2 that feel right. So don't let your hands go off to the side. Remember, they're just going forwards and back, staying in front of your body. You turn within your arms. So nice and slow. So if you like to think of things analytically, your body should always be facing the weight of your load-bearing foot at the front and the back. So here, I'm at the back, my load-bearing foot is facing at 45 degrees. And then I go to the front, my load-bearing foot is facing straight ahead of me. You know, when we talk about the 5 basic principles, and one of them is square the hips, that's what this means. You square the hips to face the way of the load-bearing leg. So just keep the hands nice and simple and soft. I'm just going to do a few more on this leg, because if you're fully load-bearing, you should be able to feel it in your left leg. Okay. 1 more, and then we're going to swap and do some on the right leg. So pull back, step back, okay? So your left foot should feel like you've really done some work on it. Right foot, 45 degrees. Turn and face the way of your load-bearing leg, which will be your right foot. Pick the other one up. Put it forward as far as you can without putting any weight on it. Then push forward onto it. Same thing, different side. Ease yourself into it. So just let the hands be soft. Pam, that looks really good. Looks like you're getting a nice turn. Good. So don't forget, your hands are on railroad tracks, forwards and back. Not up a hill or down a hill. Level. So now you're used to it, really try and soften the hands. Fully feel the weight front to back. Just gonna do a couple more. Obviously that's a Tai Chi couple. And then finish. Okay, So Toyos are something that you can practice for the whole of your life and they will always be getting better. I went to a workshop once where we did Toyos all day, and I think I maybe had a little eureka moment, or maybe 4 or 5 of them, where it actually felt like I was doing it properly. And obviously I've progressed since then as well, so God knows what I was doing back then. But it feels natural and it feels like a turn rather than a shift backwards and forwards. So when you do a Toyo, it should not be too much movement forwards and back. So it's not upper body driven, it's very much leg driven. So you push with the legs and slowly expand. So your head doesn't actually travel that far. It's a turn and a stretch rather than a rock backwards and forwards. Okay? It just takes practice. We will do those again. So now we're used to shifting our weight from one foot to the other. Let's do some kicking balances. Sort of leads quite nicely on, doesn't it? So we're going to start on our left foot and we're going to go 3, 4, 5, all toe kicks, 5, 4, 3, maybe 5, 4, 2. We might go to 2, all heel kicks. So start on your left foot, we're going to go right toe kick for 3, off we go. 3, shift gently, 3, keep going, 3, you're having a meltdown, 3, 3, 3, 2 more on 3, 3, 3, now 4. So Veronica, we're doing it like you would a kick in the set. So it's up, kick, 1, 2, 3, 4. You right, Fran? 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember we talked about the arms before? Bring them up, elbows down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Now 5. All toe kicks. 5. 5. 5. 5. 2 more on 5. 5. 5. Okay. So we're going to do the heel kicks back in a minute. Don't forget the arms are really important. Come up with the knee, keep the shoulders and elbows down, and then it's the opening like we have the opening on the 6-point stretch. Elbows down, turn. Push out with the leg. It's a lot calmer than going out with the elbows, okay? So now we're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2 with heel kicks. Starting with the right heel kick. Nice and calm. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slow transition. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Now 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Now 2, so you're going to have to shift your weight quite smoothly. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, last one, 1, 2. Okay, so a count of 2 is usually how long you hold it in the set. So that's what we're working towards, is that when we're back doing the set, doing a kick just seems like you're hardly holding it at all because you're used to holding it for 5. So one thing that I've noticed is that some people are shoulder shifters and some people are hip shifters. When you're shifting your weight onto your foot that you want to stand on, you have to shift through your hips. So shift the hips and the shoulders will follow to get the weight over the foot so you can pick it up, joined up with the arms and then kick. If you shift shoulders first, you leave the hips behind, so the weight is here, not here, and then you have to sort of launch up and kick. So shift the weight over with the hips, try not to bend the body too much, pick up the leg joined with the hands, kick. Put the foot down, hands come into the elbows, elbows come into the sides. Shift the weight through the hips onto that other foot, pick up, kick. Okay? That might make a difference, it might not. I can't tell what you're doing at the moment because I can't see below here. So try it next time we do it. Okay, let's do some more repulse monkeys. 25. Let's do nice flowing ones. Up, as soon as you're up, down. As soon as you're down, up. Okay? Off we go. Okay, so that's roughly 25.
Sorry,
That's all right.
when you're doing that, do you do the little drop with your coccyx? And then move?
Yeah, so it's a difficult one to isolate. So it's not just the coccyx here. That's leading it. It's the whole of the pelvis. So what we're looking for is a drop with the pelvis rather than a tuck under like we talked before. So when you sit back, the bum goes out and the pelvis and the coccyx lead down, pointing sort of like an angle down to the floor like that. So you're pushing back. So this bit's going first. So you're pushing down, and then it's a relax in the hips when you get to the bottom, and then it's just pulling it back up. So you're not tucking under and doing this motion, it's just a straight down and up. Does that make sense? Yeah? Again, don't use it like Toyos. They're difficult to find, and the only way we can do it is just by keep practicing. But you will notice, like we're just about to do some draw back the bow. So draw back the bow is a combination of a Toyo and a Donyu. So what you're looking at is when you're here, you've turned, but you're also sitting into the back leg. So this is like all the exercises combined, this move. And then you're in the middle, and then you turn and sit into the back leg. So this is a one-legged Donyu with a Toyo. Just to make it more difficult. All right? The reason I mention that is that drop you feel in the Donyu is what you're looking for here. It's just not quite as big. But it's that drop of the tailbone downwards. All right? So, hands together, little fingers together. Veronica, have you done this one before? No, it's one I've made up, so you've probably not. Put the little fingers together, flats of the hands, under the chin. And then it's a bit like draw back the bow in the 3 pushes. So push with your left hand, pull the right hand back as if you were pulling back a bowstring, and sit into the opposite hip. And then hands back into the middle. And then you're sitting into the opposite hip to the leading hand. And then back into the middle. And keep going. So nice and slow. Remember, try and imagine you've got one of those stretchy physio bands between your wrists, and you're stretching them apart in your mind, and then stopping them snapping back together. So it's very slow and deliberate. So we're very good at the slow stretch out. We're not quite so good at the slow coming back together. Same speed. Now you're into it. When you're sitting onto your opposite leg, really push your bum back as if you're going to do a one-legged donyu. So just bend the knee slightly, push your bum away. Should be difficult. If you're doing that and you can feel it, the stretch is right the way through your back. It's a really big stretch. Three more on each side. Then bring it back into start position. Okay, earth to sky, hands behind, and your kidneys. Run the hands down the back of your legs as you bend forward, front of the legs as you stand up, palms of the hands up to the ceiling. Off we go. So when you're bent forward, keep going. When you're bent forward and you stand up, push with your feet to drive you up rather than lifting yourself up with your upper body. See if you can find the difference. Three more. Good. So if you're looking at what move this equates to in the set, this is essentially the bow, okay? Just a little bit more stylized. So what you should find, I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me when I'm bent forward? Yeah? When you're bent forward, there's a moment when you're finishing going down the back of your legs, swapping to the front of your legs to come up, where your back is just sort of completely relaxed and should be arched like that. Yeah, so you're sort of stretching all of your vertebrae. So when you're down here, there's a moment when your hands are down the back of your legs and before they swap to the front, where you're completely relaxed and just folded over, okay? And that is really opening and stretching your back. But you can only do that if you relax, all right? So that's what we're looking for, is that key relaxation. Okay, talking of relaxation, we're going to go straight into our meditation calming section. So feet shoulder width and parallel. We did a commencement move last week, didn't we? Yeah? Yeah, maybe, okay. Puppet hands, strings in the backs of your hands leading you up. No, just slightly above shoulder height. And then just let the hands turn and fall down. And then up. I want this to be soft, like feathery bellows. So when you're at full hands up, you should be up through the top of your head, pushing down through your spine. Relax, back to neutral, okay? When I say so, let your hands drop, fingers join. Let the hands drop and we go into our grounding. So roots going down through your feet. Golden cloud rising from your stomach up above your head, pulling you up. All your thoughts into the cloud or whatever you visualize, and just be for a few minutes. Okay. So deep breath, and then commencement until we change. Now close your fingers, let your hands drop, close your eyes. yourself slowly come back up. I'm just going to stretch the back out, do 5, off we go. And do an extra one after 5. I like things in multiples of 3, so one more. Finish. Good, well done everybody, excellent. Right.